Hello everybody, in this guitar lesson I'm going to teach you how to play You're a Big Girl Now by Bob Dylan. I'm going to show you two different versions of this song. Firstly, I'll teach you the version from Blood on the Tracks, which is in standard tuning, and then I'll show you the rather different version from the More Blood, More Tracks album, which is in open E tuning. That, for Bob Dylan aficionados, is the New York Sessions version. But let's start with the Blood on the Tracks version in standard tuning. So the song starts on B minor. Our conversation, it goes down to A minor 7, was short and sweet. We repeat those two chords. It nearly knocked me back to A minor 7, off of my feet. And now we're going to go to G major, back in the ring. Now we're going to go to C major next, but we're going to get there via this chord, G major 7. Let me show you. Back in the ring. Okay, now that's mimicking the mandolin line on the record. Alright, if you find that a little bit difficult in terms of the timing, you can play it a bit more straight like this. Back in the ring. And you were on dry. Now we're going to repeat that little figure. G to G major 7 to C. Land. You made it there somehow, down to A minor 7. Now back to B minor. Yara, A minor 7, big girl. Now we're going to play G next, but we're going to get there via an F sharp in the bass on the 6th string. So I do that just by wrapping my thumb over onto the 6th string 2nd fret, and then G. Now, so we have this. You're a big girl now. 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to play a D over F sharp. When you get onto that D over F sharp, that is the link between the verses really, you can mimic the keyboard part by playing something a bit like this. So that's just playing 6th string with your thumb, and then 4th and 3rd string together, then 3rd and 2nd string together, and then 2nd and 1st string together. Now, the arrangement of You're a Big Girl Now on Blood on the Tracks is quite a big arrangement. There's a number of guitars playing, there's some percussion, there's some keyboard, there's a mandolin, as well as harmonica, of course, and vocal. And it's difficult to really mimic that on a single guitar. But what I find works quite nicely is if you build in a mixture of strumming with your fingers and finger picking. So if you're good at finger picking and you can do some Travis picking, try and bring a bit of that into this song. Let me give you an idea. Our conversation was short and sweet. It nearly knocked me off of my feet, and I'm back in the ring. And you are on dry land. You made it there somehow. You're a big girl now. Okay then, let's look at the Open E New York Sessions version of You're a Big Girl Now, which was released on More Blood, More Tracks. Now, you will have to tune your guitar to Open E tuning for this. So to do that, your 6th string stays at E as usual, but your 5th string goes up to B, 1 tone up. Your 4th string goes 1 tone up to E. Your 3rd string goes half a tone up to G sharp, and your 2nd and top strings stay at B and E as they would normally be. That gives you a chord of E major if you play all the strings open, hence open E. If you prefer, you can tune to open D with all the strings 1 tone lower than I've just explained. Put a capo at the 2nd fret. It'll give you the same effect. You might be a bit less likely to break a string, okay? Anyway, my guitar's in open E. So let me take you through the song. I'm going to play you a verse first, give you the feel of it, and then I'll walk you through the chords that I'm playing. Okay, so the open E version of the song is going to sound a bit like this. Our conversation was short and sweet. You nearly knocked me off of my feet, and I'm back in the rain. Ooh, and you were on dry land. You made it there somehow. You're a big girl now. In just a moment, I'm going to show you how to play that open E version of You're a Big Girl Now. But just before I do that, let me say, if you've been enjoying this video, please do hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe so that you'll be notified about all of the future guitar lessons that I release. And please consider joining as a member. It's very economic to do this, it supports the channel, and also you get special early access to all of my guitar lessons before they're released to the general public. Alright then, let's take a look at how you play that open E version of You're a Big Girl Now. So the first chord is this one. Our conversation. Now in the chord chart over here, I'm going to call that an E major 7. Actually, one of the lovely things about open E tuning is that the chords we play are often quite ambiguous and they contain elements of different chords. So the important thing really isn't the name of the chord, it's more the shape we're playing and the sound of the chord. Now, in the More Blood, More Tracks recording of You're a Big Girl Now, Dylan is often, I think, alternating with his right hand between a bass note, in this case I think it's mainly the 4th string, and some trebly notes. In this case I think it's mainly the 3rd and 2nd string, but if you get a bit of the top string as well, it doesn't matter. He's getting this kind of effect. Our conversation. Okay. Now right at the start of the song, I actually think that's reversed a little bit, possibly for the first few bars, so he might be playing this. Our conversation, but only for the first couple of bars. Then he's into that short and sweet, and he's alternating between bass and treble like that. Okay, so first chord then, that E major 7. The second chord, this one, very ambiguous chord. Now that could be thought of as a B7 if you play the 5th string in it. If not, just play from the 4th string, which I think is more what Dylan is doing. Then it's possibly an F sharp minor 7. Anyway, I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's concentrate on the sounds. So again, when we get to that chord, we're going to alternate between the 4th string and the treble strings, mainly strings 3 and 2. So we have this effect. Our conversation was short and sweet. We repeat those 2 chords. You nearly knocked me off of my feet, and on the word back in the rain, we're going to go to this form of E here, okay? And we're going to play the 6th string as our bass note now. Back in the rain. Okay, so alternating between the 6th string and all the other strings. Back in the rain. Ooh, and on the first ooh, we're going to go to this chord, which is a form of B, and our bass string is going to be the 5th string. Ooh. And on the next do, we're going down to this chord, which is a form of A. Ooh, and you were on dry. And again, we're playing the 5th string as our bass note, and the other strings as our alternating notes. Okay, so we've got this. And I'm back in the rain. Ooh, and you were on dry. And we're going to repeat that same figure now. Land. Ooh, you made it there somehow. And on the syllable how somehow, we're going back to that F sharp minor 7. How. And on the You're a Big Girl Now, we're going to go back to our very first chord that we played that E major 7. Now to get there, we're just going to slide the F sharp minor 7 up 2 frets. Somehow you're a big girl. So back to the F sharp minor 7 there. Big girl now. If you play a bit of that 5th string, then you're into B7 territory, but it doesn't matter. And on the word now, we're going back to this E. Now. Okay, so how do we play that part then? Well, we start on this E, bass string down, bass string down, bass string. Then we move to our chord of A. Then we're going to play down, up, down. Now we're going to remove our ring finger from that chord of A and play one more down. So we have this. And now we're going to go to this form of B. You can bar all 6 strings at the 7th fret. You're going to focus on the higher strings in terms of pitch, and you can slide that up a bit if you want to. You're going to play this. Okay, so down, down, up, down, up. So let's play that little section then. Something like